What's up, Summer Hacker? Welcome to my Summer Day Challenge, where I unpack a banger practice sum every single day to help you crush your grade 11 maths. Let's dive in and work on today's math sum together. We are continuing with trigonometry. Your question is going to ask you to simplify. So let's get stuck in. So the first thing I want you to see here is that you have a theta minus 90 degrees. You cannot have that. It is not on your Cartesian plane, right? You have to manipulate that in order to get it in a format that you can work with. So what we're going to do here is we're actually going to plus a revolution of 360 degrees. So your next line is going to look like this. Then you're going to times by the cos of negative theta, and we know that negative theta is in this quadrant over here. Cos is positive there, so we're going to make sure we write positive cos. And then we have sine 360 minus theta. So where is 360 minus? It is over here in this quadrant, and sine will be negative there. So let's write it down. Excellent. That will be all over sine 180 plus theta. So our 180 plus is going to be in this quadrant over here, and sine is going to be negative there. Then we want to times by cos. However, before we do anything, we need to kind of manipulate that because it's not something that we have on our Cartesian plane. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add 360 degrees. Eventually, that and that will cancel out. So I'm simply left with theta, okay? But I'm going to write it out because remember, you want all the marks. You got to show what you're doing. There you have it. Okay, in the next step, you're wanting to put negative 90 degrees plus 360 degrees on your calculator. What you will get is positive 270. So the way you're going to write that is cos bracket, you're going to say your positive 270 degrees plus your theta. Excellent. Now we do have something that's on the Cartesian plane, but we must just put a little star here because 270 is a multiple of 90, which means that cos is going to change to sine. Then we merely just write down what we have left all over negative sine theta times. Okay, so here's where we need to do a little mixy. Do you see that this negative 360 will cancel out with the positive 360? So what you will be left with is merely cos theta. And if you look at the quadrant with theta in it, can you see that cos is positive there? So you will be left with cos theta. Right, so now what we want to do is we want to have a look at where 270 plus theta is. So do you see that we would be in this quadrant over here? 270 plus theta. In that quadrant, cos will be positive, okay? So all you need to say is positive sine, because remember, we are changing the identity. So now you have all of that over minus sine theta times cos theta. Excellent. So now, because everything is separated by multiplication signs, what we can do is we can cross cancel. So we can say this cos theta can cancel out this cos theta. This negative sine theta can cancel out this negative sine theta. So then what you are left with here as your final answer is sine theta. And so if you got this answer, you would be 100% correct. And all that is left to do is to take a screenshot of the memo so that you can come back to it and practice it again and again until you get it right. But that is it for this video. As soon as you are ready to hop into the next one, go ahead and do so, and I will see you there.